Good morning, everyone. Josée here. Um, Again, we are online live today to continue our reading of the Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Um, in the last year, our online business has asked us to um, read a book. Actually, a book, 4 books a year. Before that, it was 12 books a year. They've changed it. Um, and it's just to encourage us to move forward in our business and whatnot. And they are amazing books. Um, so what I've done this year is what I'd like to do this year is I picked 2 books that have influenced me the most. Definitely, The Miracle Morning has been one of them. Hal's um, experience, life experience, has overwhelmed me. I've suffered quite a bit with fibromyalgia, and so I've always had difficulty to get into an exercise program, um, and to make decisions to get up earlier and exercise, or exercise during the day, or anyway, all that just to say that after reading his book, I knew that I could make the commitment to follow what he recommends. So this is his book. Sorry, because it's I don't know if you can see this. Hang on, I'm going to get closer. Anyways, I highly recommend everyone to get this book. I'm going to try and get a little bit. There we go. The Miracle Morning by the 6 Habits That Will Transform Your Life Before 8 o'clock in the morning. I recommend everyone to purchase their own copy, but I am going to read. We are actually in chapter 3. It's a long chapter, so I'm going to divide it into sections. And so we'll start off by the title. The title is The 95% Reality Check. It starts off with 2 quotes. The first one is Robin Sharma. One of the saddest things in life is to get to the end and look back in regret, knowing that you could have been done and had so much more. The second one is by Abraham Maslow. The story of the human race is the story of men and women selling themselves short. Trust me, this book is not to put us down, it's to encourage us. So here we go. Every day you and I wake up, we face the same universal challenge: to overcome mediocrity and live to our full potential. It's the greatest challenge in human history. Arise above our excuses, do what's right, give our best, and create the level 10 life we truly want. The one with no limits, the one with few people ever get to live. Unfortunately, most people never even come close. Approximately 95% of our society settles for far less than they want in life, wishing they had more, living with regret, and never understanding that they could be, do, and have all that they want. According to the Social Security Administration, if you take any 100 people at the start of their working career and follow them for the next 40 years until they reach retirement age, here's what you'll find. Only one will be wealthy, 4 will be financially secure, 5 will continue working, not because they want to, but because they have to. 36 will be dead, and 54 will be broke and dependent on friends, family, relatives, and the government to take care of them. Monetarily speaking, that's only 5% of us who will be successful in creating a life of freedom, and 95% who will continue to struggle their entire life. So, the crucial question, the one that we must explore and find the answer to, is this: what can we do now to ensure that we don't end up struggling like the 95% majority? This is like a lot of information that could just make you want to cry, right? So, rising above mediocrity and joining the 5%. The fact that you're reading this book tells me that you're ready for the next level in your life, that you're not okay with settling for less than you can have, be, or do anymore, just because nearly everyone else does. Here are three simple yet decisive steps to rise above mediocrity and join the top 5%. Step one, acknowledge the 95% reality check. First, we must understand and acknowledge the reality that 95% of our society will never create and live the life they really want. We must embrace the fact that if we don't commit to thinking and living differently than most people now, we are setting ourselves up to ensure a life of mediocrity, struggle, failure, and regret, just like most people. Realize that this will include our own friends, family, and peers if we don't do something about it now and set an example of what's possible when we commit to fulfilling our potential. Being average means to settle for less than you truly want or capable of, and to struggle for your entire life. Every day, most people settle and most people struggle on almost every level physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, financially, you name it. Most people wake up each day and struggle to create the level of success, happiness, love fulfillment, health, and financial prosperity that they truly desire. Consider the following: one, physical. Obesity is an epidemic. Potentially fatal diseases like cancer and heart disease are on the rise. The average person is exhausted. Their physical energy levels are at an all time low. Most can't seem to generate enough energy to make it through a single day without consuming a few cups of coffee or an energy drink. The success of such products is further evidence of the degree to which people are struggling physically. Mental and emotional. More prescription drugs are being consumed every day in an attempt to combat disorders like depression, anxiety, and countless other mental and emotional illnesses. Rarely do you turn on the TV without seeing an ad for some prescription drug. There's usually some good looking middle aged couple flying a kite on a beach with their dog. Then a man with a deep voice starts speaking gently, rattling off symptoms, followed by a list of potential side effects. Do you ever feel tired, sad, lonely, depressed, overweight, or anything else that you'd be willing to pay money to not feel anymore? Great. Your luck is XYZ drug can help. Warning, may cause side effects such as bloating, constipation, diarrhea, dizziness, dry mouth, dandruff, insomnia, narcolepsy. I'll have to look that one up. And many other things far worse than what it's actually supposed to help you with. So don't wait. Call the number on your screen today. We know which ones those are. Relationships. It's well known that there is an epidemic of divorce in America, with 1 in 2 marriages failing. In other words, over half of those deeply in love couples who stand before their friends and family and commit their lives to each other through the good times and the bad, might I remind you, struggle to make it work. After more than 30 years of marriage, two of my favorite people, my mom and my dad, recently divorced. I'm very present. I'm very present to the pain of this all too common relational struggle. Financial. Americans have more personal debt than at any other time in history. Most people aren't earning nearly as much money as they'd like to be earning. They're spending too much, not saving enough, and struggling financially. It's no secret that most people are living life far below their potential. Once we can acknowledge that, it's crucial that we explore what causes most people to struggle and settle for mediocrity in their lives. Step number 2, identify the causes of mediocrity. Once we've acknowledged that 95% of our society is settling far less than they are capable of, struggling in almost every area and not experiencing the levels of success, happiness, and freedom that they really want, the next crucial step is to understand why. To prevent it from happening to you, you must know what causes the average person to end up living a life of mediocrity. If you were to ask the average person in this country, 40 to 50 years old, settling for less than they want and struggling to be happy, pay their bills, etc., if you were to ask them if this was plan, their vision for their life, what do you think they would say? Do you think that they envisioned their life being a struggle? Of course not. And that, my friend, is the scary part. If 95% of society is not living the life that they want, we must figure out what they did wrong and what they didn't do right so that we don't end up living a life of mediocrity. We don't want our lives to be a struggle. I want a life of freedom where I get to wake up and do what I want, when I want, with whoever I want. I want to get out of bed every day and truly love my life. I want to love my work. I want to love the people I get to share my life with and work with. That's my definition of success. That kind of life doesn't just happen. It must be designed. If you want to live an extraordinary life as defined and designed by you, then you must identify and fundamentally causes fundamental causes of mediocrity so you can prevent them from robbing you of your life you want. The following are what I believe to be the most relevant causes of mediocrity and unfulfilled potential, the ones that have made and will continue to make the biggest impact on your life, and what you can do to benefit them or defeat them. Sorry. I think this will probably be the last page. Okay. The causes of mediocrity and your solution. Rear view mirror syndrome. One of the most crippling causes of mediocrity in life is the condition I call rear view mirror syndrome. Our subconscious mind are equipped with a self-limiting rear view mirror through which we consistently relive and recreate our past. We mistakenly believe that who we were is who we are, thus limiting our true potential in the present based on the limitations of our past. As a result, we filter every choice we have, from what time we will wake up in the morning, to which goals we will set, to what we will allow ourselves to consider possible for our lives. Through the limitations of our past experiences, we want to create a better life, but sometimes we don't know how to see it any other way than how it's always been. Research, Research shows that on any given day, the average person thinks somewhere between 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts. The problem is that 95% of our thoughts are the same as the ones we thought the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that one too. It's no wonder most people go through life day after day, month after month, year after year, and never change the quality of their lives. Like old, worn baggage, we carry stress, fear, and worry from yesterday with us into today. When presented with opportunities, we quickly check our rear view mirror to assess our past capabilities. No, I've never done anything like that before. I've never achieved that level before. In fact, I've failed time and time again. When presented with adversity, we go back to our trusty rear view mirror for guidance on how to respond. Yep, just my luck. This stuff always happens to me. I'm just going to give up. That's what I've always done when things get too difficult. If you are to move forward beyond your past and transcend your limitations, you must stop living out of your rearview mirror and start imagining a life of limitless possibilities. Accept the paradigms. My past does not equal my future. Talk to yourself in a way that inspires confidence that not only is anything possible, but that you are capable and committed to making it so. It's not even necessary to believe it at first. In fact, you probably won't believe it. You might find it uncomfortable and that you resist doing it. That's okay. Repeat it to yourself anyway, and your subconscious mind will begin to absorb the positive self affirmations. More on how to do this in chapter 6. Don't place unnecessary limitations on what you want for your life. Think bigger than you've allowed yourself to think upon until this point. Get clear on what you truly want. Condition yourself to the belief that it's possible by focusing on and admiring it every day. And then consistently move in the direction of your vision until it becomes your reality. There is nothing to fear because you cannot fail. Only learn, grow, and become better than you've ever been before. Always remember that where you are is a result of who you were, but where you go depends entirely on who you choose to be from this moment on. And I'll stop there. Like I said, it is a long chapter. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to hearing any of your comments or questions that you have. Um, I know there'll be naysayers out there. You need to read this book, before you send me anything negative. I only want positive comments. All right. If you have negative feelings, you need to read this book before you send me anything. How's that? So I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry. I never thought I'd do that on a live presentation. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And we'll continue this chapter with lack of purpose. And thanks again for joining me. God bless and see you tomorrow.